Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer Tournament. We got a real exciting match today. We got DiggleWrath versus erinexplosives. I'm Jagger G on commentary. With me is Op82. How's it going, Op?
Pretty good, you?
I'm doing all right. I'm excited for this match and interested to see how well we'll be tracking as, it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. I'm sure we can count on our chat to help us out along the way.
Yeah, pretty sure I'll miss at least one thing.
As I like to say, chat is best commentators.
Yeah.
We got Erin practicing a bit here. What is it? What is it she's practicing? Is this just, this looks like dynamo chamber or something?
I wasn't looking.
Anyways, what's the, so we got phase-on collapsed feeding. What could this say about our seed? Are we gonna see a feeding pit check? Maybe a no light suit feeding pit? No.
From the race time, we'll catch up here in a minute.
Cool. Let's see who's on what side. Erin's on the right. Okay, Diggle's on the left.
Mm-hmm. And we're off.
So we have, actually, do we have gentlemen's agreements here? Or is it just a standard seed, right?
Standard seed, starting Great Temple, energy controller. Second item we're going to get is Violet Translator, because you need that to get out.
Cool.
And,
yeah, I know Erin likes the standard seeds, the standard tournament seeds. Just likes to keep the playing field even.
Yeah. Vanilla elevators and the final bosses turned on.
I know Erin's done a lot of the vanilla game challenges, such as max percent no light beam, and recently max percent no space jump as well. Very difficult challenges, but here in Randomizer, we test kind of different skills, mainly kind of modular routing, ensure you are aware at all times of what your equipment is, as it's going to be changing from seed to seed, and just making your routing decisions on the fly.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Out-of-logic items like these power bomb expansions could open up your routing a little bit more, but it may not necessarily pay off since the route is out of logic and you may not find what you're looking for.
There may have been a visor up in the ceiling.
I didn't see.
We'll get another check here.
Yeah,
looks maybe like emerald. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up on Temple Assembly Site. I know Erin likes to use an extended dash here. It's considered by people who are able to do extended dashes. Oh, she's going for the fancy setup. The not recommended setup. It's slightly faster to go from that crate, but you make a bit of a longer trip to the left to do it from the left side instead, and she gets that one at least first try.
Yeah. If you're good at extended dashes, this is considered to be the easier method. Otherwise, you would do a slope jump on the pillar, which can be finicky.
So we get Aegon Key 2 for our first Aegon Key. It's
Oops.
may not necessarily be the most important one to go for immediately. You're very likely to double dip Aegon before you even consider going for a Morbus, but you never know.
Mm-hmm. I clicked on the 2 instead of the 1. Dark Aegon Key 2.
Did Diggle get that jump as well? Did you go for the slope jump method or the E-dash?
Standable turret. Oh, in TAS, I don't know. I just saw him do the standable terrain to get this item, which I glanced away and missed where it was.
In any case, we got Seeker Launcher right before Aegon Waste. That's going to allow us to continue on to Bomb Guardian. With that Power Bomb expansion, it's going to let them escape, although it's not technically in logic. So I'm thinking something's likely on Bomb Guardian. There usually is. Well, like time I say, maybe a third of the time.
Did you see what communication area was?
A communication area, I did, but I forget. Whoops.
Okay.
Maybe an energy tank, or was that an? It was probably an energy tank.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't think Aaron went there.
Chat saying missiles.
Oh, missiles, okay.
Was it missiles in TAS? I totally missed what the item was, so I guess it was missiles, because Aaron has 10 now with those Seekers. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if Aaron got a good look at that item in the sky in mining station A. I didn't quite get a good look at it, but as long as the racers do, that's all that counts.
More bombs.
There we go. Okay.
At that point, you could either go check Bomb Guardian or Jump Guardian NSJ.
Another extended dash by Aaron just to get through mining station A a little bit faster. Yeah, Violet was on Dark Alpha Splinter.
Cool. And we have a tracker now. Bellador has joined us.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Bellador.
Much appreciated. Yeah, it can be nice to use power bombs on... Oh yeah, he also doesn't have bombs, so he can't bomb jump out of Dynamo Works if he went too far past it. So he did go all the way to GFMC, so Amber Translator for Aaron.
Yeah, it opens up one item and hits. Fireball, Torvis Bob.
Okay. That's a good wisdom.
Yeah. Just to note, it means light Torvis. Otherwise, it would say dark Torvis Bob.
Mm-hmm. It's a very important distinction whenever you're routing through and you have one of those hints.
Yeah. In the room hints where it says, like, this item is this amount of rooms away from whatever. That only applies to the same world you're in, light or dark. It doesn't cross worlds.
Yeah, when they were first implemented, they were able to cross portals, and each portal transition counted as a room transition. So it confused a lot of players. In addition to just having to figure out how all the worlds intertwined, it gave some players trouble, and Dark Zero decided to simplify it and just keep it in the same world as the hinted room.
Yeah. I'll bet Erin is glad she got Amber before just taking the gamble on Jump Guardian. Since now it's a lot more, I guess, easier with Space Jump.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure she can handle it without it.
Easier and also a little bit faster.
Yeah.
The alternative is doing a double bomb jump up to a ledge, and it takes a bit of time setting up, and it's a little bit tough to pull off.
Yeah.
Nothing the players can't handle, just may take an extra try or two.
Yeah. Quality of life, in this case.
So Diggle's potentially going to have an easier time, maybe feeling a little safe with that energy tank he found in communication area. Erin's going to get that quite a bit later. Won't affect her play too much. Generally, although the safe zones can heal you, it is highly advised you don't rely on them for their healing purposes. It's very, very slow to heal that way. Alternatively, the Metroid Prime 2 drop system is greatly improved over the Prime 1 drop system. If you're really low on health, it'll more likely give you health drops. If you're below 50%, I believe it's a 50% chance of giving you 50 energy from a drop. And
yeah, and if you're 20 or below, it'll give you a gold drop.
Yep. A lot of people when they're down to the 20s on their health bar, they'll wait a little bit more to get below 20 before they shoot anything. It's 20%, so if you have an energy tank like Diggle does, it'll be 40 or less. So it looks like Erin's playing really risky and getting really low on health, but she knows how this area plays out. She knows how much health she needs to get from one safe zone to the next. She's making sure she has more than enough. And that final jump to the last safe zone next to Jump Guardian, I found out, takes at least 8 health. But with the scan dash, it's a little bit faster. Nice. Movement is a really big boon Erin has over most of her opponents. Just, knowing when and where she can use dashes to go even faster. Dashing is the second fastest means of travel next to boost ball.
Yeah. This might sound weird, but it takes a lot of exploring, just looking around your surroundings and seeing what you can scan and dash off of.
Diggle using an interesting strat, stunning the Bomb Guardian and then waiting a bit before dropping a power bomb. I guess that works for a missile expansion. But importantly, defeating Bomb Guardian will also activate a layer in Hive Chamber A right outside the landing site, and it's technically a boss fight. But more importantly, it has an item associated with it. So you're going to need to beat Bomb Guardian to even check that.
And also, Aaron defeating Jump Guardian opens up the GFMC ship item.
Because although there are ways to get on top of the GFMC ship in GFMC compound, where you normally get missile launcher. On top of the ship, even if you were to get up there, the item just does not exist until you've beaten Jump Guardian, and I assume you have to get the item as well, but you can't really leave without it.
Yeah, and the game will even, in the Rando, the game will even tell you that. Some text will come up if you go up there.
Echo Visor and Sank Entrance.
Oh my god.
If I read that right.
Hopefully that won't take too long to get around to. Yeah,
a nice ball by Aaron, giving access to that Echo Visor.
Yeah, and the reason she scanned it first is because it could have been Cannonball, which you may want to delay getting for a certain point because you don't want to lose it too easily. And you lose it by going into a morph ball cannon. Want to explain what Cannonball is?
So Cannonball is a very interesting addition to the randomizer. Although technically it is in the vanilla game, you have to do some shenanigans to actually get it in vanilla. Yeah. You're given Cannonball whenever you launch out of a cannon. There are kinetic orb cannons around the world, and they're shortly thereafter removed, like 2 or 3 seconds after you're fired out. So you don't get any text pop-up or fanfare or anything. It doesn't show up in your inventory. But if you were to unload the room after being shot out of a cannon, you get to keep it. In the randomizer, it can optionally be placed as a pickup just somewhere in the world, and you get to keep it as long as you don't take another cannon or reload your save or die.
Yeah.
And it has many features such as being invincible when you're in morphball form, allowing you to use a boost, and dealing 500,000 damage to enemies that are vulnerable to it. For reference, the charged power beam does 50 damage.
Yeah.
Quite a bit stronger.
It also kills Chica Doll in
one frame.
Yep. Just roll under it. It's useful for making checks you wouldn't normally make without a suit, like Plane of Dark Worship or Ing Reliquary.
Yeah, as ridiculous as the damage is, it's really more for defense.
Yeah.
And use of the boost. Defense and movement.
Yes. Excuse me. Hope you didn't hear that.
There are a couple of instances where you actually don't want to have Cannonball. One of them being Airy, because to access Airy and or to leave area, you need to boost through a glass, a pane of glass in Sanctuary Fortress, and the Cannonball kind of overrides the boost damage, so it actually does Cannonball damage instead, which does not destroy the glass. So you just cannot. You can wall crawl to Airy, but you can't get out. Another room is mining station access, right before mining station A, between mining plaza and mining station A. You will immediately break the block whenever you roll across it, because Cannonball is.
Yeah, and if you get Cannonball there, you'll immediately lose it unless you get lucky like DCR did last year and somehow managed to catch on to not fall through. like
No
caught onto
idea how
her.
that worked. It made no sense.
Yeah.
It was like, it was definitely fully formed, but
Yeah. Also, Hall of Combat Mastery.
people
If you have
playing a
Cannonball,
little risky.
yeah, in Hall of Combat Mastery, if you have Cannonball and do the puzzle vanilla, you'll get stuck to the lasers if you touch them.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad one. And there's one instance in Mini Gyro where you could potentially just roll right through the barrier that's supposed to stop you, and you just fall out of bounds, and it's a long way back up.
Also, main gyro chamber in Sank. If you break the sphere with Cannonball, you won't be able to get the item, and if you reload the room, it'll be permanently gone or something like that.
There are a lot of pitfalls to it, but for the most part, it's an item you would like to have, but you probably shouldn't go out of your way for.
Yeah.
Diggle not quite doing as much damage to Jump Guardian before the fight starts. You can damage it before the fight even starts just by knowing where it is and shooting that spot. But gets the fight done pretty handily anyway. It's not that long a fight. It's kind of annoying when it runs around and you can't hit him, and then he goes invincible and jumps across the room. See, now that they're armed with Emerald and Boost Ball, although they could get Echo Visor, it doesn't really unlock anything quite yet. Where do you think they'll go next?
Probably back to Aegon.
Probably.
Maybe find a way to Tortoise. I mean, they do have Seekers, so they can get there, can't they?
Mm-hmm.
They have Emerald.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron has it.
Oh, they can only get to Underground Tunnel at this point, but that could always have Light Beam. We've seen it multiple times before.
That usually has progression.
Mm-hmm. You're definitely going to want to find another beam, though. They can't quite make it through the entrance to Torvus because they don't have any other beams besides Power Beam and no super missiles. Aaron looks to be maybe checking out Hall of Honor Dead.
Yeah.
I don't think this is quite in logic until Light Beam, but you might as well check it while you're here.
Yeah.
A red temple key.
Yeah. Can't scan it, so. Well.
Not as far as I know. Yeah. That's going to be staying there for quite a while.
Well, she still could have went for it, though.
She could have, yeah. It's a little surprising, yeah. Just kind of counting on Aegon or on Mulbus or Chicken not having anything. There are raised chances in 2.5 for Chicken to be required.
Could have been based on a hit we missed.
Maybe. Although she only has one of each key, so she's not really gonna be worried about it, even if she doesn't have any hints until she actually finds one of the other keys.
This is the intel for now. Aegon key. That was the other Aegon key back there.
Yeah, that's true too. We do have a hint for Spider Ball in Torvus. It might be necessary to go, like, for example, the Underground Tunnel for Spider Ball if it's there, and bring that back to the Pirate Labs. Grapple beam, that's unfortunately kind of useless at this point. Currently. Maybe later it'll come into play, but it's so likely you get screw attack kind of mid or early game.
Yeah. After that point, it's good for one room abandoned work site where you can just look up and grapple up there instead of using the bomb tunnel or doing any standable terrain.
Now, a couple of years ago, screw attack used to show up generally really late, if not the last item in the pool, and that generally led to what's basically referred to in the Link to the Past community as an ice rod hunt, where you're just looking all over for just one item for gun mode. And people were kind of bored with always having the same conclusion to seeds, so it began to be placed earlier in the chain. Shortly, I think that was changed shortly before the first tournament. Looks like Aaron will be checking out Underground Tunnel first. Yep.
Dark Beam and Central Mining Station.
Beam-related upgrade.
Yeah.
It could be a beam itself, or it could actually be a charge combo. The super missiles, as well as Dark Burst, Sunburst, Sonic Boom, all are technically beam-related upgrades.
Yeah. Or it could just be an expansion.
Yeah, it's likely an expansion, but you never know. So pretty much each... Yeah, Spider Ball right here in Underground Tunnel. Always something here.
Yeah, might as well check it.
They don't seem to be important in my seeds.
Screw attack and Aegon Waste feeding pit? I'm not sure what that said. Aegon Waste somewhere.
That's a good hint for sure.
If it's feeding pit, then that might mean we're getting suits very soon.
Oh, nope, it was right here. Storage B.
Oh, Storage B. Okay, my bad.
It's a much less useful hint, frankly.
Is Storage B the room that...
Diggle just got it, actually. It was next to the... It was the first dark door you come across in labs. And I believe bio storage or something.
Yeah.
Diggle boosting at the feet of that pirate while it's invincible and bouncing off. That'll show him. Now it dies for its insolence. So these gates, Diggle is shooting. You actually need Dark Beam for those particular gates. This gate, however, here in main reactor, actually is vulnerable to screw attack if you have it. It's a very interesting property, and it is.
Aren't the ones in the hallway too?
No, they actually do require Dark Beam. They're very case by case basis. Everything in Echoes basically is the case by case basis. The ones that are vulnerable to screw attack are this one here in main reactor and blast shield in crypt in dark lower torques. And even if you could screw attack through the gates, there's still a dark beam door in the way leading to main reactor anyway.
And that looks like light beam. Yep.
Yep.
Convenient. Spider, you can go check vent area A. Although one of them has it. Well, yeah, Aaron has it.
Yeah, that's going to be really helpful for Aaron. He's going to be able to route that much more cleanly. Although Diggle does know Spiderball is in Torvus Bog, he doesn't know specifically where. Aaron had that hunch and paid out for her. That's true. Spiderball is logically locking both beams, I believe. Yeah. Well, unless Screw Attack without... Wait. No, because Screw Attack was locked up by Dark Beam. Light Beam was locked by Spiderball. And Dark Beam was locked by either Screw Attack, I guess, or Light Beam or Spiderball. So, yeah, actually, Spiderball is locking both beams.
And no, and no, there are no gentlemen's agreements. It's a standard scene.
Look like a powerbomb expansion? No? Yeah, okay. Well, it could be helpful to have an extra powerbomb in the pocket. And Aaron making good use of standable terrain in there and just jumping on top of the monitor arms, on top, up into the cubbies near the ceiling, and then screw attacking to the item.
And also getting this tunnel out of bounds.
Yeah, so those bomb blocks that deactivate the lasers can also be destroyed with missiles or charge beam. It's fine. It echoes... yeah, it's not very specific about what you need to destroy things.
Yeah, it's...
Well, sometimes it is.
Seems quicker if you can do it.
I was discussing that with DCR. I was talking about the difference between inbounds and no out-of-bounds speedruns for any percent. And I pointed to that as an example where you are in bounds, but you're definitely firing out of bounds through the Aether to destroy those locks. So it's kind of questionable, but... Grab dupe is here and send. Processing, okay.
Seems to be pointing more towards Torvus.
So this is also kind of interesting. With Spiderball, Aaron is going to be able to route in Vent Area A, Sand Canyon, Mining Station B, etc. pretty cleanly. Okay, it looks like Diggle is going the same path. This would have been an opportunity for him to diverge and just go straight to Torvus right now.
Yeah, although it is probably tempting to check Spider's treasure. With
That's
3
true.
tanks and Spider.
Honestly,
Wait.
I wouldn't bother without main power bombs, personally. We'll see
Actually,
what the players do.
Yeah.
Because although you can use power bombs without the main power bomb, the logic places the main power bomb logically, and the expansions are just filler. So the logic assumes you're not going to reach Sanctuary before finding main power bombs.
I think getting light beam there in main reactor would have fooled me a little bit, and I would have checked it.
It wouldn't be a bad play. There's probably Sky Temple keys there, but it probably isn't the next place to go in the logical chain, so I just would forego it for now, personally. And I also find, just statistically, in these tournament seeds, like 90% of the time, Sank just has next to nothing. Aaron actually is going into Sank, though.
And we have a...
Ooh, Okay, this actually is paying
Wow.
off for her.
Yeah. Good gamble.
Low statistics doesn't mean no statistics. Spider's Treasure, at least, is a pretty quick 3 checks here in Sanctuary. You don't have to commit to the full Sanctuary loop to check this. You're probably going to wind up there after lower Torbits anyway, but yeah. It was a good decision by Aaron this time.
Another retake. Better than nothing.
Sure. That's the main missile launcher in then Area A. Not quite relevant for these settings because with the ability to fire missiles without the launcher, you could just use Seeker Launcher as your logical missiles.
Yeah, but imagine what the logic chain is with mains required.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been a little different to get that.
I don't know if it would even be possible at this point.
Well, I mean, logic doesn't take missile expansions into account either, so it would have to somehow.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying with missile launcher being there, you wouldn't be able to use the Seekers you got earlier.
Oh, that's right, Seeker. Oh, no? Oh, that's right, they changed that. Okay. Yeah.
Someone thought it was changed, but that was never implemented into the official releases.
I remember in the past, if you got Seekers first without launcher and mains were required, you would only have 5 missiles, like those 5 Seekers, until you found launcher.
Maybe that was a build or something.
It was like a year or 2 ago. It was like a way earlier version. Hasn't been a thing for a while.
So I'm feeling like without Spider Ball in hand, Diggle may need to take a gamble or two later on to make up a little bit of time. It's hard to say who's ahead or behind in a randomizer because players typically take different paths and check different stuff, but you can kind of make guesses based on how they were able to route based on what they found. And the more Diggle does things that Aaron was already able to do faster, the more he's going to have to hustle to make up ground. Okay, this is an interesting choice. I feel like this is a pretty big gamble because he knows Spider Ball is in logic. But he also knows that Sync is statistically less likely for progression, so he's making a solid effort to try to instant morph over that spider track to explore the rest of Sync. Unfortunately, not quite getting it. He's gonna have to bail out, just cut his losses and go. That is a pretty tight instant morph to get. You have to do a slope jump and then kind of jump back away from the hole and then move forward and morph to get some momentum going.
So that's what I was doing wrong. I was just trying to hold forward as I jumped up and morph as I got to the top, but it never worked.
It might theoretically possibly work, but it's just easier if you jump back and get some speed, some forward speed going. That way, when you do get the instant morph, you kind of push against the slope and get bumped up a little bit.
Is this with or without screw attack?
Yeah.
With?
Without.
Oh.
With screw attack, you're kind of doing the same thing.
Chica
Screw attacking to
has,
get speed.
Chica has Annihilator Beam? Is that what it said?
Did it? Oh. That's
a
very useful hint.
According to chat, yeah.
Did Aaron get that hint?
That was Diggle.
They both would have gone back for that at some point.
Now the question is Annihilator required? Guess we'll find out.
That's actually especially interesting because if Aaron used a save warp to get back to Temple Grounds the first time, right? Maybe not necessarily. But if Aaron did get that hint, it's interesting why Aaron wouldn't have gotten that red temple key in Hall of Honor Dead.
Yeah.
Aaron did get the hint. Okay. In any case, she knows it's there, so. She doesn't know it's a Torvus key, but she knows there is a red key there if she needs to hunt for it. Yeah, Loki, we're studying. We're making sure we know what our opponents do. Although, I guess this is the last round of Swiss, so they won't be our Swiss opponents at all.
It's a nice strat on those pirates.
This is especially interesting. She's going out of her way for Echo Visor at this point because we know Annihilator is on Chica, which is going to be really late game. So it's going to be a long time before Echo Visor really even becomes relevant. It could help for main gyro or high gyro.
You might as well have it when you get Annihilator, just so you don't have to look for it later. In case anything's Echo locked. Or Echo and Annihilator locked. Items like Echo and Gravity, stuff that wouldn't necessarily be required in every case. If you just stumble upon them early, I like to pick them up anyway, just in case they come into logic.
Getting that screw attack onto that ledge is really tight. You have to kind of cancel it last second to make sure you don't bonk off the corner. And then just kind of slide up it. Although I think technically you could make it up over that ledge and not bonk. Although this does kind of make sense. If you're coming to GFMC anyway, you might as well pick up Echo, because when are you ever going to come back here? Pretty much never.
Yeah. It's even tough to route that in for the first time in a lot of cases for me.
bit of standable terrain to skip having to use a scan visor for that post and then launch up. Kind of finicky, but definitely faster. Just slightly, but still. Oh, Diggle killed both pirates and didn't get a power bomb drop from them. It's 20% chance to just get nothing.
It's been nothing.
So just the other day, I was talking about how hints typically point to logically placed progression items, and usually, not always, but usually that will be hinting at an item that's required to beat the seed. And it turned out the item in question wasn't even required at all. It was just a total red herring. But in this seed, we got 2 hints. One for Annihilator. Well, technically, the one for Annihilator wasn't one of the progression pointing hints, but we got a hint for Echo Visor. And it's likely that that's going to be required, but again, it's also not a guarantee.
Yeah, they could both be red herrings.
Because the hints will be based off of items that are logically placed. And it's entirely possible that whatever is logically placed just winds up not locking anything.
I'm not too sure about that because there was one seed I got with, I think it was the most recent weekly, or I don't know. It was some race where, actually it might have been my race with Bellator, where Dark Visor was locked by itself in Dark Oasis. And at first I assumed that was Echo, but it turned out that Echo was in Plane of Dark Worship, so...
Yeah, I remember that. That was definitely a tournament seed.
So hints can be red herrings too.
That's true. But there is a slight difference in how an item is hinted. There are guaranteed hints, such as the flying ink caches. All of those have corresponding hints in the Light World versions of the room. Those will always point to the same item every time. And then there's guaranteed hints for the major bosses of each area, for Quad, Amorbus, and Chica, as well as Umos 2. Those will be guaranteed. So the Annihilator hint, that's not necessarily significant. It's just required that there's a hint for Chica in the pool, in the hint pool. But the Echo Visor hint in particular that said it was at Sank entrance, that's pointing at an item that was placed by the logic chain. And we don't know where in the chain it was placed, and we don't know if anything is locked by it, but there is a higher chance that when an item is placed, the next item that will be placed is probably going to be behind that previous item. So statistically, it's probably required, but oftentimes it's not. Or sometimes it's not. Aaron actually making use of some pretty tricky out of bounds, doing a BSJ off of the cage in whatever that auto-scroller room name is, and actually skipping supers to get her hints. It's a really interesting play. I never thought this would be worthwhile just because how long it takes to wall crawl this, and you would probably want supers anyway. At least probably it might be required for a Sky Temple key. But it might not be.
It's safer with Dark Suit.
The main reason I never even considered making this play when I play in tournament seeds is just because there are there are several rooms where supers are absolutely required. There's Warrior's Walk. There's no way I know of to actually to get the item without supers. There's Storage C. There's Cache B you could totally get without supers because the other side of the door is just blue instead of a super door. But with at least two that I often see, I'm just a little wary as to skipping supers.
Yeah. Walls Hive Dynamo Works. I missed the first two. Defiled Shrine, Transit Tunnel South, Mining Plaza.
Okay. So Echo is required after all.
Yeah.
As is Morbus, unless Aaron does a really difficult out of bounds.
Forgotten Bridge. Yeah, I missed the first two hints, so I don't know if they were Annihilator locked or not.
Cache B and Meditation Vista, I believe. That's what
okay.
Azure is saying in chat.
No. So far, no sign of Annihilator being required. Although it could
Transit Tunnel South. Yeah, technically, Aaron doesn't need Annihilator, but
was that
logically it is. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. So yeah, logically it's required, but Aaron doesn't need it unless she knows the out of bounds.
Aaron may very well be proving me wrong. It looks like none of those keys are strictly supers locked. Logically, supers locked, sure, but Aaron can definitely get Cache B without it. That's in Torvis, behind Dark Torvis Temple.
Yeah.
Transit Tunnel South is between two Annihilator Beam doors in Lower Torvis.
Yeah.
But you can wall crawl around that. It's difficult. It's tricky.
Yeah. And both Dynamo Works had keys.
Wait, was it Dynamo Works or Hive Dynamo Works?
Both.
Oh. Yeah, Chica actually requires very little to get to. You don't need supers or seekers. There's a lot you don't need. You need access to the Dark World, and you need the 3 temple keys. And you need either supers or power bombs. So I think Aaron is pretty much just looking for Aegon keys. Let's see what else was on the list.
That's a third one. She also, no, she wasn't.
Oh, did I scroll up too far? Or was that list? Okay. Copying that down.
By the way, the TTS trick out of bounds only works with gravity, right? Or does it work without gravity? They both have
it works without. There are ways to get it without gravity. It's not recommended, but it can be done. There's a door warp at the save station. That's personally, I don't really know how to do, but you just kind of look for specific visual cues, and you just pop right out of bounds. It's just really precise where you have to morph. Whenever you morph outside of a room, it kind of repositions you, and you can generally get outside of the room just by going on the other side of a door. if you don't go too far in the room, it won't quite transition the room quite yet. So you can just morph and it'll just shove you through a wall.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly.
Yeah. At least they
Aaron,
do have gravity anyway. They didn't do that.
Okay, Aaron was attempting to go for a trick where you boost through a tiny hole in the wall, but it's probably not what you're going for. Only gave it a few tries just to get up there and just not feeling it today. Not too much longer a trip to go this way. So she is going to need Dark Visor, that's right. She is going to need... Oh, she got her last Aegon key in Hall of Undead, huh?
Yep.
Double checking her hints. Huh. Looks like she might actually go for Annihilator. This surprises me a little, given she knows the out of bounds for skipping supers. I'm surprised she's not just gonna try to skip Chica entirely. Diggle doing a nice strat where you use Seeker Launcher to lock onto both pirates. And with Seeker Launcher, you don't need to stay locked on. You can fire the missiles and look away wherever you want to, and they'll still track them. Unfortunately, a change between Prime 1 and 2 is if you fire a missile or a super missile and then release your lock on, the missile or super missile will just fly straight forward and not continue tracking the enemy.
I wonder why that changed was weird.
Another fun fact, kind of irrelevant to the Prime series, but in Other M, there are Seeker missiles, and they actually function way better. They actually go directly to the targets in a straight line. They don't do anything fancy, and they almost always hit their targets unless something's in the way. But oddly, there are specific circumstances where you're targeting a moving object, and they only fire in a straight line based on where that object is, and it just doesn't continue following if they move. There's Forgotten Bridge for Aaron.
Nice.
Where is DiggleWrath? He's out of bounds, obviously, but what is he trying to accomplish here? He's trying to skip supers to get around this door. Interesting. And this will get him his spider ball at long last. He may be kicking himself knowing he had access to this so long ago. But I guess he hasn't really needed it. It unlocked both Dark and Light Beam and thereby Screw Attack. But he had already gotten those with sequence breaks, so it's not really hurting him to get it this late. I guess it's not so bad to find him this late. And this does route in kind of nicely with Torvus Grove here for a key, and Torvus Plaza and Plaza Access, and Meditation Vista, of course. There's Torvis Grove down for Aaron.
Up to 3 now for both players. I think there were, yeah, most seem to be in Torvis. There's one here, Transit Tunnel South. I forget where the others were.
Cash Bees and Dark Torvis.
Yeah.
They both got Torvis Grove. They both got Meditation Vista. Oh, Forgotten Bridge. Digglestone needs to get that one.
Yeah, and then there's the 2 Insane, so I would say Dark Visor is their go mode.
I'm wondering where
Dark
Aaron
Visor.
is going. She's not quite getting Cash B yet. Oh,
Yeah.
she hasn't fought the. Oh, okay, she hasn't done this fight yet, huh?
No.
Might as well get this out of the way.
So if I'm not mistaken, they just need Dark Visor and Cobalt, right?
Dark Visor, Cobalt. Diggle needs the Hull Honor Dead key, if I remember right. Some Torvis keys as well. For Annihilator.
Aside from keys, that's all that they need. That's all I can think of that they need.
Cool, they both have gravity boost. Yeah, they don't need light suit. Diggle's boosting just a hair too late. Boosting right before right after he reaches the bend in the track. You want to boost right before you turn. Basically right at the bottom of that bend. It's true, one of the required items could potentially be light suit locked. Aaron taking a moment, peeking the map to plan her next move. Oh no, Diggle, that doesn't quite reach the orb, unfortunately. Or does it? Oh, it did. My mistake. Not Diggle's. Good work, Diggle. Whenever I powerbomb on that, well, I think I've only powerbombed twice on maybe once or twice on that track. It never reached for me. Diggle getting kind of a weak boost off of that. Not entirely sure how that happened. I guess not on the right part of the track or something. But he was able to kind of wiggle the camera and see what the item was. And it looks like he's just not interested.
Would you excuse me for about 10 minutes?
Sure.
Thank you.
It'll be real interesting to see just how much Erin opts to skip. Looks like an E-tank in Putrid Alcove. Able to save time, not having to farm an extra power bomb for that. I always instinctively grab the item anyway. There's Cobalt here in Cache A. Diggle's about to get as well. So the Sank map station was recently discovered to have a way to acquire without light suit or cobalt. Allegedly, it requires a load delay. I was looking at the video. I didn't see much delay, but yeah, I don't really know how loading that room works. So hard to say. So here, Erin's doing a handy trick to skip super missiles by screw attacking into this tunnel. If you get deep enough, you can just pop your head right out, and that'll allow you to jump out because there's nothing above your head. And then finding some standable terrain on top, transitioning the room here, gonna shoot the door to open it, and that'll destroy the super lock on the other side. So now Erin can do whatever she wants to get back inbounds. Usually you transition the room to the wrong room, you jump onto the other room, and usually you want to bomb jump onto a sloped ceiling, maybe a little further up. I don't know if she can go further forward. But with enough downward speed from morphing. Yeah, around here should work better. There are a lot of points. Oh, there we go. She just wiggles right in there. There are a lot of points in out of bounds traversal where you wanna stand if you wanna find a true standable spot, because collision out of bounds is really wonky. There's not like actual floor physics on a lot of these ceilings. There's actually just this sticky substance that just okay, Diggle fell a bit too far, so he's just opting to skip the key for now and just drop down into under Temple Shaft, because Cache B, although it doesn't contain an elevator, it does contain an elevator shaft as well as a door at the bottom. Well, I don't know about the shaft part, but it does have a door at the bottom leading to under Temple Shaft here, and you can transition that room, and Diggle is able to just pop right back in bounds here. Erin now following suit. You do have to be a bit careful when you drop down here. You activate Morph Ball to just drop through the out of bounds box, because the room is surrounded in this box filled with air. Well, this empty space, rather. And the around that box is just this substance that doesn't let you fall. But it also doesn't let you jump. It's kind of a solid substance that you can walk through. Like jelly. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. People call it aether. Or ether. People call it ether. And in that box, you can very, very slowly rise up. But you typically want to be... You want to find the edges of that box. Because when you step out into the air, you have 3 frames in which you can jump after leaving a ledge. If you're on the bottom of the box, you can slowly float to the surface, and it'll let you jump out. But what they wanted to do there was actually morph, which doesn't interact with the physics of that bounding box. So you just fall infinitely until you morph, and they use that to just fall down to the door beneath, and that will load the under temple shaft by proximity, and then load air around them to let them fall on top of the door. It's really complicated, and basically every room requires some practice to get good at. Because you also can't see the bounding box. And a lot of times you can't even see the walls you're trying to crawl around. So without Dark Visor, Erin's going to be checking every item down here. Diggle will be able, but Diggle most likely... I'm sure he can handle skipping dynamo works and such, but he's going to want supers as well. Because that out of bounds to get to Sky Temple Gateway is one of the more difficult ones, one of the more niche ones that you don't necessarily want to have to do. It kind of takes a while, so you might as well just get super missiles. Just find and acquire super missiles. Interesting. I believe that was a hint for Dark Aegon keys. All of them were in Temple Grounds. Fun fact. Interesting. There's a Torvis key for Diggle here in Under Temple. Nice. So I believe Diggle knows knows how to skip Annihilator for Transit Tunnel South. So does Erin, but it looks like they're both picking up red keys. They may actually opt to fight Chica regardless. Number one, because it is significantly easier to get at Transit Tunnel South by going through the Annihilator door. And also, it does speed up the final boss a little bit.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome
Sorry
back.
about that. Yeah, had a burger before we started. It was knocking me out, so I had to go make some coffee. So what I miss?
Not too much. They both did the out of bounds to get to Dark Lower Torvis. Diggle actually opted to skip the key. He's going to go back for it later at some point. Erin got the key in Cache B.
Oh, okay. Oh, so getting in.
So the Super Locks one, yeah.
Yeah, since Chica's required anyway, might as well get it then.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Although they've been picking up red temple keys along the way. Erin has all 3 Aegon keys. Diggle found a Torvis key in Under Temple. Erin found one in Transit Tunnel East.
And there was an
Another
STN
suit.
mining plaza, right? Or was that
Yes.
Cornerski? Okay.
Hydrodynamo station with the light suit. That's very nice. And also, Erin got a hint for the Amorbis keys that she already has. Turns out they were all in temple grounds. So we still, as far as I'm aware, we're not aware of where Dark Visor or Supers are quite yet.
What'd that just say?
Dark Aegon temple keys can be found in temple grounds.
Okay.
It's going to be pretty useful for Diggle. But Erin already has them, yeah. This is kind of interesting, actually. I don't think Erin got Transit Tunnel South. So she may indeed be planning to fight Chica for Annihilator. Amorbis has main power bombs. That's interesting. So I was actually toying around with some possible shenanigans regarding Amorbis. There actually is a way to just skip Amorbis and collect the Dark Aegon energy, and then skip the fight trigger on the way back as well. That's kind of difficult. I don't think these players will go for it, but it's neat.
How do you do it?
So the trigger for the fight is just in front of that ledge. But you could instead jump over those curved poles on either side and just jump around the trigger, and then you can freely walk over to the energy controller. And then on the way back, there's just this really finicky spot you could stand on next to those poles, and then you jump over again.
Is there a video on it?
Yeah. Claris actually made a video on it like 5+ years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of lost tech. It wasn't even in Logic.
Is it linked in the Discord, or will I have to search?
I think it will take some searching.
Okay.
There's also an option if you want to, if you fail it, you technically could get out of bounds during the fight if you really want to, but it's kind of dumb and absolutely not worth it. So actually, potentially, it is possible to actually fight Amorbis without the temple keys and get out. It's just dumb. Okay, will we fight? We will not be fighting Spider Guardian today. I'm pretty sure both these players know how to skip Spider Guardian for Hive Gyro or Hive Dynamo.
Oh, that's right.
It's a common trick in any percent speedruns. A bit dangerous though. The Dynamo Works room is pretty massive, and if you fall down really far. It is still faster, even if you fall down, to just like climb your way back up and then get into the portal room. But it's a little bit of a pain. Conveniently, a lot of rooms in Diggle not even bothering with that key. He actually has all the Torvus keys, and he knows where all the Aegon keys are. Interesting. Erin, I believe, missed Under Temple. It's up the screw attack wall. There's a Torvis key there. A visor is in Hive Gyro. I think that's go mode for Erin, potentially. She looks really excited about it.
Yeah, it was Dark Visor and one other thing they needed, right? Yeah, what it was.
Yeah, well, there's super missiles that are technically required that Erin has already shown she doesn't need. There's Annihilator. Oh, that reminds me.
Oh, yeah, Annihilator. That's what I was thinking of.
So if Erin's planning to skip both supers and Annihilator, this is gonna make the Emperor Ing fight, the Emperor Ing 1 fight, more interesting for sure. I don't know if she had any of the other charge combos. I wonder if she finds both Dark Burst and Sunburst, that might be a handy alternative to supers for Emperor Ing 1. Well, I guess Dark Burst wouldn't do as much damage. I don't actually know.
Yeah, go with Light Burst since it's a Dark World boss.
Mm-hmm.
You would probably just have to time it right to...
Yeah. Have to fire at point blank, basically.
Yeah, or just know the timing that the core will be exposed.
Yeah.
Because it travels pretty slow.
Either way, without supers or Annihilator, it's going to take multiple rounds. Almost certainly.
Yeah. Probably better off just using Charge Light.
Probably, yeah. Well, starting off with Charge Light, I think Uncharged Light is higher DPS. I'm not sure, actually.
Yeah, it might be now that I think about it. My brain has trouble doing that while trying to strafe away from the lasers.
For sure, yeah. One of the problems with the lasers, though, is that if you're trying to charge your beam and you get hit, it'll cancel your charge out and you have to wait and start charging later. It's really obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
I think you only flinch once, like every, 10, 15 seconds or something.
Yeah.
So you could intentionally take damage. A beam is an egg on waste. Great hint. Who knows? It could have been in Dark Aegon Wastes. It could have been beams there. So Erin, I think, knows about the Emperor Ing 1 dilemma and is kind of looking around a little bit for more hints to potentially point her towards super missiles.
I'm jealous of her getting that instant mark right there.
Yeah, it's definitely an expert level trick for a reason. It's actually really tough. The same for the screw attack method, honestly.
I've only gotten each of those once, and that's usually after like being stuck there for 10 minutes. And they make it look so consistent like that. I'm just,
Yeah, so Erin is able this seed to skip both Annihilator and Super Missiles if she really wants to. but without either one of those, it would make Emperor Ing significantly longer, in addition to the wall crawling you have to do to get around both of those requirements in the seed. Because there's a key in Transit Tunnel South, and there's the Sky Temple that normally requires supers to access. So both of those are gonna cost time to actually get out of bounds. Whereas you could just fight Chica and get Annihilator and maybe find supers along the way. In addition, the Emperor Ing 1 fight is definitely going to take multiple rounds if you don't have either of those. So there's Dark Visor for Aaron. And I missed it on Diggle's side. Did he wind up getting the Dynamo Works yet? The tunnel?
Sure.
Okay.
I was looking there.
So what Erin might actually do here, you might see her use the door to morph and warp out of bounds, then jump back into the Aether box of the room behind her, and she'll use that to jump over to the ledge where the flying ink cache is. Looks like she's setting it up here. Yeah. So now she's gonna Aether jump up here. She's gonna jump to the ledge, and touching that ledge is gonna allow her to set her respawn point for when she falls out of, or when she falls in the terminal fall. Because normally falling in a bottomless pit, you think you fall in a bottomless pit, you just you respawn, but that's handled by invisible planes where it tells you, hey, you need to respawn now. So Aaron needs to find those planes and to actually respawn back up on the ledge, and she gets it just fine here. Very nicely done. That's kind of a somewhat recent, maybe a couple of years, that was kind of added into an optional route for any percent, I believe. And she does need to actually take the portal and then come back in order to reload the room, which resets the respawn point for Hive Dynamo Works, which coincidentally the default respawn point is on the other side of the wall. So as long as you don't hit a respawn point trigger, as long as you don't get too close to the ledge that you fall next to, you just hit the terminal fall first, and then it'll spawn you on the other side, and she could just walk out. I'm sure with the potential Aaron has of just skipping all these major items entirely, she's surely both feeling excited and nervous, because these are going to take a while and be a bit challenging, but it'll be so clutch if she pulls it off.
So she might be going back with TTS now.
Yeah, interesting point in chat. I'm not sure either player actually checked Dark Pirate Labs.
I don't think so.
Yeah, supers are totally just going to be sitting out in the open in Battleground or Doomed Entry or something. Diggle found supers. Oh, okay. Was that in Cat West? That's going to help him considerably. It's real unfortunate Diggle was just outside of that. So this actually is going to save Diggle quite a bit of time. Not only will he not have to do the wall crawl that he probably hasn't bothered practicing to get to Sky Temple Gateway, he's also going to save time on Ember Ring 1. I don't know if there's any other combat. Save warping here. He's gonna be checking around Temple grounds. He knows there's another Aegon key here, and he's gonna probably find it pretty quickly. Yeah, indeed. He's going left first. Probably Hall of Honor dead check. And this is gonna get him his last Aegon key. And he's gonna get Echo from Sink Entrance, and it's pretty much go mode. Oh, well, no. Right. Okay, he does know where Dark Visor is. So as soon as he gets hints, he'll be in go mode. He'll find out he does indeed need Dark Visor. So this is really good for Diggle. We'll see if it's good enough. Aaron is working right now on warping out of bounds with the door clip, with the door morph. This one is very, very precise. This is one I really should learn, but you can see already this game giving a very well-practiced player quite a bit of trouble.
What exactly is she trying to do? She's trying to go out of bounds?
Yeah, so basically she kind of gets on the other side of the store frame without transitioning the room, and whenever you morph, it kind of repositions you to be to try to go inbounds. And if you're in a very precise spot, it'll place you inside a wall and you can just fall out.
So I'm assuming this is the setup for TTS.
Yeah. There's... she could also... oh gosh. No, yeah, there's air there.
Couldn't you just screw attack into the tunnel?
Yes.
Or is that
she could.
Okay.
She would have to go from Transit Tunnel West, I believe. The door across from Transit Tunnel South in Gathering Hall. That should also work, and she could wall crawl from there. But I guess she was more confident in the door warp, which honestly both are really tricky. So typically whenever you're out of bounds and you want to transition rooms, you kind of want to jump on the next door, like basically the side of the door you generally can't see. Sometimes you can see it, but jumping on top of that side of the transition will generally transition the room to the next one. There are a lot of rooms where there is collision above the door that kind of prevent you from getting on top of it, and you have to do some really awkward other things, other ways. But These rooms are more pleasant, I guess. I'm surprised Erin's jumping so high up. I think you could just jump from the platform there. All right. She is now in Transit Tunnel South while being outside of the room. You can tell which room the game thinks you're in by looking at the minimap. You can see Transit Tunnel South is right in the middle there. Gonna drop down a bit. Allows her to jump to the item.
Nice.
And then gravity boost up on top. And now just needs to kind of ceiling warp into the nearest room to get out. This is out of bounds is pretty dangerous. As you may or may not know, there are a lot of spots in the ceilings of rooms, just on the sticky collision, where you might potentially try to morph, and then it'll just not allow you to unmorph ever again. But that's kind of rare. Usually you could bomb jump and wiggle your way out. But it's definitely a concern. So this is one of the reasons why skipping Annihilator is so risky. Not necessarily because it's likely to soft lock or anything. It's largely because if things go slightly wrong, it could cost you minutes just having to fix the problem. Diggle, on the other side, is showing off that even when the pirates pull up their shields, their energy shields that block shots, you could just shoot a charged dark beam at their feet. Their feet aren't blocked, so you can freeze them that way and shatter them with a missile. So once again, Erin is just kind of stuck at the bottom of her room until I think she fell at the bottom of the catacombs, and that's slightly lower than Transit Tunnel South. So yeah, she has to find an aether box somewhere. Looks like she's found one. It's so awkward to find these aether boxes in some of these rooms, because rooms like the transit tunnels, they're these curved pipe structures, and where are the box edges? They're usually parallel with the corresponding doors, but not necessarily.
So we just got our
sounds like
second Annihilator.
All right, Erin has made it back in bounds.
Nice. We also just got an Annihilator in on Diggle's side.
Annihilator hint.
Yeah, three rooms away from something.
3 rooms away from whatever is 3 rooms away from Chica.
Yeah.
So another fun fact about the hints, although Dark Torvus Temple is technically 3 rooms away from, I don't know, like Under Temple access, for example, because there are doors leading down to Lower Torvus from there. That's not considered in the hint logic because there's no actual dock in the database, in the logic database for those. Because although there are doors that you can transition to and from, you're not able to access any of them. So that no one's just bothered putting docks there. So these players are essentially just doing the impossible. We don't worry about it. It's fine. So unfortunately, yeah, that trip to skip Annihilator probably took about as long as it takes to fight Chica in the first place. But I guess that's not a time loss.
Yeah, there's still time it would have taken to go back down there.
And she also doesn't even know where the last Torvus key is. It happens to be free in Under Temple up the screw attack wall, but she doesn't know that, and she's not gonna bother finding out.
Yeah.
This is a pretty
Nice.
funny case when knowing major glitches is it takes just as long as just finding progression normally. This is why a lot of the times tricks are kind of overrated. Like these are major game-breaking glitches, and they take about as long. They don't save much time if you're on average.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not specifically practicing this particular route, because this is a random seed that probably won't happen.
Would you say it was just as much time for the Chica fight, or does that also include the time it takes to backtrack down there?
With the struggles that Aaron had, I feel like that cost probably as much time as it would take to probably find the keys and fight Chica.
Nice swarm skip.
Mm-hmm. So you have to be really confident that you can wall crawl effectively. It might have taken even more time, like with the struggles to actually get out of bounds in the first place, and then you have to crawl around the doors to transition them properly instead of just walking straight to and straight through the doors. These things take time. Low on ammo, Aaron is opting to use Seeker Launcher instead of Light Beam for this last hit. This really was a pretty interesting seed for these players specifically. It kind of really catered to Aaron's having actually practiced Sky Temple out of bounds shenanigans. So routing absolutely would be ideally much faster, but in practice, definitely it's so volatile. This is a big reason why even in the first tournament, DCR are one of the most well-versed in echoes, both inbounds and out of bounds. He used very little out of bounds in the tournament. I'm not entirely sure how long, like how many rounds Emperor Ring is gonna take. It's probably gonna be at least 3 rounds. We'll see. So all Aaron has left is Mining Plaza and Defiled Shrine. Diggle, I'm assuming, got Forgotten Bridge. I don't know if he's gotten Dynamo Works or Hive Dynamo Works yet. Oh, well, he definitely didn't get Hive Dynamo Works, but he'll probably be back for Dynamo Works later.
Yeah.
And he's gonna very quickly get Transit Tunnel South once Chica is done. He's gonna have very quick access there. He's right next to Lower Torvis. And he's proven he knows how to do it. He's already done it once this match.
Oh, you mean out of bounds to go from here to Dark Lower Torvis and then go out of a portal? Nice. Yeah.
Unfortunately, these tournament seeds are rolled without spoiler logs. They're you can choose to generate a seed for a race, and it just will not generate a log for you. So none of the players even have potential to access the locations of items outside of actually playing the game itself.
Yeah, the seed hashes are specific to whether or not you enabled a spoiler log, so prevents cheating.
As Diggle likes to say, may they who suffers most reign victorious, or something along those lines. And Aaron has definitely showed how much he's willing to suffer. An Annihilator Beam for Diggle. So what even was required? There was a Morbus, there was Chica, there was Underground Tunnel, there was Spider Guardian.
Yeah. Is this the first Chica requirement in the tournament?
No, I think this is the third, actually.
Oh, okay. Should probably let Captain know about that. I know he's been keeping a tally of all this stuff.
A Morbus had main power bombs, which I don't even know. It might have been required. Who cares? But it had a Sky Temple key in Mining Plaza, so it was definitely required for that.
Yeah.
Not even sure what else what else Captain tracks. I know Alpha Blog is one of them, but not Powerbomb Guardian. Yeah, I said in another commentary that I didn't even think this particular out of bounds would be worth it, but Aaron is no slouching is definitely making it look faster. You have to be pretty solid with your out of bounds movement to make a trip this long worth it. This is probably like 20 seconds slower than using supers, but then you have to find supers to use them, right? I'm also a little surprised she's bothering to skip Seekers, but I don't know. I guess you might as well. Oh yeah, Defiled Shrine has a key. So Aaron actually Defiled Shrine has a super missile lock. I forgot about that. So this is a really interesting strat I was trying out the other day. This is a strat where you actually have to load Defiled Shrine. You have to load the graphics for it. If you don't load the graphics for it and you just try to get the item, you can't get the item. You can't interact with the cache at all, even with Dark Visor equipped. And on top of that, you can't get out either. So you have to make the room visible, and then you have to switch back. So she's gonna go into the boundaries of Defiled Shrine, but you can see on the minimap the previous room is selected. So she gets this key. Whoops! Accidentally morphs into a tricky spot on the floor, and then walks over to this ingworm, and poof, the room is gone. It loaded the path to Wind Chamber Gateway right before she hit the wall. Just unloads the room around her. You've heard of loading the room around you, but you just go to a wall and the whole room disappears. It's very convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And she's back in bounds with the Defiled Shrine key and about to turn that in.
Nice.
That was really cool.
Nice wall boost by Diggle.
Yeah, wall boosts are pretty cool as well. Wall boosts are actually an advanced trick in most cases. You can basically use the boost after bounce off of a wall, off of a corner, and it'll launch you upwards. And a lot of times that can get you into tunnels, up steps in tunnels.
My favorites are the ones that you get accidentally and then don't take advantage because you didn't expect to get them. And you fall back down.
There's an especially nasty one right before the Sky Temple Gateway where you have to do a wall boost onto a step in order to even attempt another wall boost. So if you fail that second wall boost, there's a chance you could boost backwards and fall off the ledge and have to start over.
That room is the one I was thinking of.
Nice. Aaron is opting to charge. Interesting. I guess she could actually get this in 2 rounds. Okay, not nearly as bad as I was expecting, honestly. Shows what I know.
Nice mid-air powerbomb.
So, yeah, with Annihilator, if you're really fast with your mashing, you can beat Emperor Ing 1 before the second laser even fires. Oh. Come on. Oh, no. A sliver left. Conveniently, you could also powerbomb the tentacles if you can time and position it right. You'll notice she's kind of bomb jumping just in the middle of nowhere to try to get high enough to lay a powerbomb. Might see her do that again if it uses this jump rope attack, but no. Just gonna take it down with the light beam. And with well-timed and well-positioned power bombs, you can destroy several tentacles at once on this phase to get them all down in 3 power bombs. These fake inglets are
so annoying.
Really obstructive as well, though.
Especially when they just pop up out of nowhere without seeing them come from some other part of the ball.
Now, another question on my mind is, what's she gonna do about Dark Samus? Probably just spam Dark Beam. I think that's just about all you can do. You're not gonna get nearly to the 302 damage threshold to activate Phase 4. But Screw Attack is so powerful that it's probably gonna take it over anyway.
Wow, how much ammo does she have? Can't tell.
90 something? That's quite a bit. Might be 50.
Yeah.
Dark purple on a purple background.
Yeah, at least
pretty
90,
hard to read.
At least 90 dark ammo. She could probably combine some Screw Attack with the Dark Beam method.
Yeah, barely any damage from that. Wow, she says, while wowing. Oh, she actually did get enough damage with that screw attack, with that first screw attack, to knock it down into Dark Samus 4 mode.
Nice.
She is done.
GG's to Aaron.
With an official race time of 1:56:20, Aaron has destroyed the seed
With explosives.
Hi.
Yeah. Great job, Aaron. GG's. That was a seed for you, wasn't it?
I only learned how to do abandoned-based secret world at 3 a.m. By the way,
Oh yeah.
I learned it on a whim.
Nice.
And I ended up doing it twice. Where were supers?
Cat West, you were right next to them.
Oh, well, that sucks. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean,
oh my God.
that was crazy.
Oh, I had a moment at the end where I'm like, okay, if I'm committing to fighting Chica, that means I should also be committing to finding supers. And it's
Yeah,
like,
you also needed another Torvis key.
yeah, I know. I knew it was an Under Temple or Under Temple shaft.
Okay.
Like, I already knew that when I scanned the Lucky Bear hint for dungeon. I was like, okay, it's in there. That's why I scanned the first thing in a Hydro Dynamo shaft. I scanned it because I'm like, or I scanned it because I started thinking about, going down to Alpha Blog or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided against it. I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling really behind. I'm just gonna like go for it. And I wall crawled the transit tunnel south, which I've never done before. Like in the
Oh, that was a dangerous one, yeah.
Miguel
not
tried
necessarily
to do
for
that.
soft locks, but yeah.
Miguel tried to do that in his first race and didn't do an amazing job.
I was commenting like you have to be really confident at your out of bounds, your wall crawling seals to actually make these trips worth it.
Yeah,
because you could have just scoured the world and maybe found them quicker, maybe not. You don't really know in a randomizer, but I think you made it worth it.
Jesus. I've also never done Defiled Shrine before. I knew there was like something about how you go back out of bounds there, but then I when I was in elevators, I pulled up to 6% run, and I'm like, oh, you just hit the proximity load for the other room, so it unloads Defiled Shrine.
Yeah, a fun fact: if you don't have that room visible, I think you get blocked off from that load trigger, that proximity trigger.
Oh, really?
I think
you have to have it visible?
Stopped early.
Okay, that's interesting. I just literally looked up a run and copied it. That's all.
But if you have it visible, yeah, you just walk to it and it disappears.
When I got the light beam, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna check Spider's treasure because I can, right? It's like right here. I might as well. I've regretted skipping out on it in the past.
Okay.
And I ended up finding this suit. I'm like, oh my god, is this the seed where I'm gonna wall crawl to hints without supers to try to get like an advantage, even though I already felt ahead. So I just decided like I'm not very confident today. I might as well just put on a show or something, show off something that hasn't been done in the tournament before. And
that sure hasn't been.
And I decided to route it into Torvus entrance and also pick up that key that I missed because I assumed it was Ingive or Aegon. I didn't know Aegon was required yet. So I literally wrote all caps like do not forget to go get the Hall of Honor dead key or whatever.
Yeah, we were wondering about that because you had already gotten a hint for Chica and you yeah, we still didn't know what kind of key that was, but it was surprising to see you pass that up early on.
Yeah, I went back for it. Oh my god.
And it looks like Diggle has officially forfeited the race.
I don't blame him. This seed was terrible.
Yeah, it was crazy with allegedly required Chica.
Yeah, I kept talking about how much I wanted to fight Chica, and I ended up skipping it anyway. Hi, Diggle.
Welcome, Diggle. GG's.
Diggle.
GG's.
GG. That was a seed.
I skipped Annihilator and Supers.
Aaron skipped Annihilators and Supers.
Yeah, okay. I had to find I wasn't really comfortable with skipping Annihilator all the way from the save station. I've done it before, but never in a race setting. Like
I've never done it before. And I did fuck up screwed up the ceiling warp.
Yes.
The dungeon. For some reason it didn't work, and then I had the Aether jump back up, and that took like a minute and a half or something.
Yeah, we were wondering that debatably might not have even been worth it, just knowing where that Torvus key was. But
oh no,
I decided to do it because it routed in perfectly to Aegon. At that point I'm like, okay, skipping Annihilator and then skipping Supers means I'm in go mode, and I don't know. I've done other stuff like already. I might as well just go for it and try to see if I can pull out a win.
Yeah, I looked for Annihilator. I wall crawled to Lower Torvus and I got some things, mostly Cobalt.
Yeah, I did that too. It's Cobalt, and then I went because of the Cobalt. I'm like, okay, I want to go to Lower Torvus, maybe look for the keys early, and then go to Sank to look for Supers. And then I read the Dark Visor hat, and I'm like, oh my god, Dark Visor is the only thing I actually like need 100%.
Yeah,
so I tried.
You saw those excitement shakes after reading that hint?
Yeah, it was pretty shaky today.
Honestly, when I read the hints, I was like, that's probably it. Because a lot of the seed massively favored someone with Aaron's knowledge. And being able to skip that much.
It's funny, she was saying, like, when she popped in that abandoned base, she just learned at like 3 a.m.
I learned
last night.
At 3 a.m. last night.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm aware of it, but I've done it once. It's terrible.
That
By the way,
BSJ is actually really easy. Once I figured out that I don't when you get the BSJ, don't move forward, just jump up and then flick back, and you land on the spot.
Really.
Yeah, the actual wall crawl, I find pretty simple compared to other ones because every load is proximity, and all the aether boxes are in really nice places, so it's easy to just ceiling orb to the hints, and then you can reset out and all that stuff. I don't know. But
By the
I'm
way,
glad I learned that.
chat's saying that the background noise is too loud, or the music or something, so I don't know if it's a good idea if anyone should maybe yell so they can hear us. I'm kidding, but just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with how I played. Played all tournaments.
I was pretty happy with how I played too. Like, did you get the suit right after you got light beam as well? From Spider Slide Diggle?
Yeah, I did, yes.
Yeah, that was
maybe
when
not
I
immediately after.
That
I
was
think
when
I went to
checked,
Mining Station B.
I checked Mining Station B after the suit, and then after that I left Aegon, checked Planet Dark Warship, and then saved in Great Temple and Wall Crawled Hints, and then did Torvus Entrance.
What did I do? I think I went all the way around. Once I did Sang Spider Side, I warped to start, and then I wall crawled to GFMC Compound just to be fast. Went all the way around Temple Grounds, then went to Torvus Entrance.
Oh wait, no, yeah. That's what I did. I forgot I also grabbed Sank Entrance after I left Aegon. I grabbed Sank Entrance just because I knew I needed it, and it was probably the best time to do it.
I should have done it then, but I forgot about the echo requirement on Mining Plaza. So I did it after getting hints.
Yeah, I've been taking a lot of hints tonight. Or hints, notes. I wanted to be thorough.
I found all the hints. I read them all. There was not a single super hint.
Really? The only hints I didn't read were Torvus Energy and Sank Entrance.
Oh, I didn't read that one, actually.
You didn't read Sank Entrance?
I did read Sank Entrance.
Oh, so you didn't read Torvus Energy. Okay. Well, that one's
Yeah.
really stupid to read, so I don't blame you. I would never go for that either.
Yeah.
I'll probably open the seed and then... wait, supers were Cat West, right? They were telling
Yep.
me? I was
Yep.
right there, and I turned around after reading the hints in Watch Station. I just went back.
Oh. There we go.
Because I wanted to get Dark
Visor.
Visor.
I'm
That's
out
a
of this
crazy
wall crawl,
seed,
too.
though. Crazy seed.
Yeah. THK made this.
Yeah, thanks, THK. Good wall crawling practice.
Excellent
Yeah.
work. Really filling in those shoes as a seed roller.
Yep. I'm glad we got this seed. This would have been.
This could have potentially been like a 3-hour seed from some of the less experienced players. Like, I see you're almost done too. Like, what do you even have left?
Mining Plaza.
Yeah, it's just Mining Plaza and Defile Shrine, right? That's it?
Yep.
So it was still pretty close. I've never fought Emperor without supers. Never. I ended up doing I almost 2-cycled. I know it is possible to 1-cycle, but when I do the super strat, I always stand close to it and jump, so I can like avoid the lasers, because I don't really know the laser timing. But
Harder
I guess
to
you
with
can't do that with light beam, or maybe you can, but the timing's tougher. But it is possible to do a 1-cycle.
I was thinking it was faster DPS to just use uncharged light.
In Claris's run, she shoots charge shots with uncharged in between.
It makes sense because you kind of want it. You want to block the lasers, and you won't have a good shot from down there. So
yeah,
I take it she jumps and shoots the charge shots.
She kind of just like walks around the perimeter,
and
shoots them, like dashing to dodge and stuff like that. Well, thanks, Claris, for your helpful video.
Always, yeah. We were also talking about another video of hers where it is actually possible to skip a Morbus and get the energy and come back.
Yeah, it is. There's a BSJ you can do on the gate where the Aegon keys are, and you can basically do Aegon Temple Secret World, but in the Dark World. once you BSJ up onto the little peg.
Well, also once you open the door itself, you could just jump around the pole, and you could just squeeze right between the wall and the trigger.
Wait, what trigger? The trigger to get the
fight
Aegon
trigger.
Down? Oh, I know about the fight trigger. I mean the Aegon keys like leaving.
Okay.
I would never do that though. Morbus is not that long at all.
No.
Sure.
It also had main power bombs. I was worried about being out of logic with the suit, but then I think that was the mining station B hint that said that Morph system in Dark Aegon Temple.
Yeah.
I had the expansion, so I'm like, okay, I'm in logic. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I just I have all the keys, or at least I know where they all are. So
that was actually there was a hint for Dark Aegon Temple keys that I think really helped Diggle quite a bit. All of them were on Temple grounds.
No, I had all of them by the time I scanned it.
I also had all of them. That was in Dungeon, right? I think it was Dungeon.
Yeah.
Not Dungeon, like Catacombs.
I thought you missed Hall of Honor Dead, but I guess not.
It was Storage Cavern B, it was Hall of Honor Dead, and I think it was like... was it Dark Missile Trooper? I think it was Dark Missile Trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I peeked at Hall of Honor Dead, like, at the start, before I did Dark Missile Trooper. I just saw it was a red key and left, but I wrote it down, like, just in case. I didn't want to do the puzzle if it was an Inghive key. But then after I got hints, I grabbed it before going into Torvis. Chat is asking Diggle if Diggle picked up the key at Dynamo Works.
I hope I did.
The one in the tunnel.
Oh, I did. Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
I got that second try. I was actually kind of worried about that trick because I'm not very good at it.
I got a third try and I was thinking the same thing.
That trick is annoying.
Yep.
It's expert level difficulty for a reason.
Yeah.
One of the most well-known expert tricks in the tournament, for sure. Most players in the tournament know it, huh?
Yeah, just because it skips so much.
Yeah, it's very good to know. And it's fast to attempt too, unlike some other echo or expert tricks.
True, yeah. Like Sank Temple is a expert trick without grapple or screw attack to get to the energy controller.
The extended dash is expert?
Well, that was before
you mean
extended dashes.
The old dash one, right? Yeah.
The jump onto the quad leg. Yeah, that was
I've actually never
It's
done
not
that.
a particular hard one. It's just when you fall, you have to go all the way to the other side of the room, climb up the quad leg and get back up.
Yeah.
So yeah, any other thoughts?
Not really. I was pretty scared at times of soft locking. There's that time after I got the Catch B key where I morphed on top of the Dark Taurus Temple ceiling where I got stuck. And I've literally never seen anyone get stuck there before. So I'm like, no, I refuse to believe I'm stuck even though I couldn't unmorph. So I just boosted around a bit and it let me escape.
I need to figure out how to get inbounds for Cash B. I couldn't get it again, and I ended up having to backtrack for that key.
Yeah,
it worked out because I fought a Morbus for not Chica for Annihilator.
Yeah, Chica.
Yeah, those kind of have ceilings on top of them that just won't let you ceiling warp through.
I think you can go farther away from the door. I think that's what I did. When I like got unstuck, I just went farther from the door and it ended up working fine. It's one of those ones where you like after you do the ceiling warp, you might have to like wiggle around a collision on the ceiling or something, then you fall in. I don't really even know how that works.
Probably because of like the tree branches and whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're stuck in like the bottom part of the tree branch or something, and you're able to wiggle out. I don't know.
Seems
the game is weird. I don't really have anything else to add though.
Yeah, neither do I. Good GG. Congrats on top 8.
Thank you.
GG's. Everyone in chat, be sure to follow these excellent runners. They put on an amazing show today. And our tracker Bellator as well did an excellent job. And Op82, thank you very much for co-commenting with me.
No problem.
Thanks for commentating and tracking this. I'll watch it back later.
Same here.
For now, I need a break.
I need to pee.
I also need to pee.
It's been great. This is the only match of the day. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, with Op versus Dark Zero. Good luck on that, Op.
Yeah.
That'll be very interesting.
And
Yeah, good
Dark
luck.
Zero,
Al.
if you're still in chat.
Thank you.
And also, Gollop versus Kazuto at 7 p.m. And Crash versus Clyde at 8 p.m.
Mhm.
So we've got a lot of exciting things to come. In the meantime, enjoy some more speed gaming, and I'll see you next mission.
See ya.
Later.
Bye bye.